Most creatives will never become creators. Why is that? It's not willpower, it's not lack of passion, it's not resources. Creatives are plagued with noise. Noise keeps you working inside your head and suffocates your creativity. It buries your best ideas under mental clutter. Being a creative who doesn't create is torture. This stage is the hardest to overcome, and there's no firm proof to provide reassurance. I know because I lived it. I didn't even believe it was possible for me to become a writer. Even when I got over my own doubt, others telling me to be more realistic echoed in the back of my head. So I didn't release any content for years, and I didn't even try to. I was mentally beat down. I had so much noise surrounding me that it made me silent. I learned later that noise is a feature of creating, not a bug. We idealize unshakable confidence in our work, but this only happens after we know how to deal with noise. Handling noise is a rite of passage for all artists, so you're not alone. Knowing how to deal with noise is non-negotiable, as it will exist as long as you do. As you grow as a creative, the noise expands. At first it's just you, then it spreads to the people around you. Noise moves from your head to your living room, to your community, then the algorithm, and finally, the industry itself. Recognize what level you're fighting. Here are the 5 levels of noise and exactly how to win at each stage. Level 1, internal noise. This is the most intimate level of noise. You can't just shut it off. It's with you 24/7. It knows exactly what insecurities to poke at when you're most vulnerable and how to frame it in the most hurtful way possible. Before anyone doubted you, you doubted yourself. Noise clutters you with negativity and statements like, you're not good enough, it's too late, what's the point, no one will like this. Remember, this is completely normal for creatives to hear this nagging voice. As real as your internal noise sounds, it's not. We suffer more in our imagination than in reality. Seneca. This was the hardest stage in my journey. My foundational beliefs were shaky at best. I wasted so many years knowing what I wanted to do, but never doing it because the internal noise got to me. Your armor against internal noise is self-awareness and proof. When internal noise arises, you have to identify it for what it is, a distraction intended to pull you away from your goals. I recommend to separate and externalize this voice to create distance between you and the noise. This voice is not actually you. Knowing this will actually give you mental space for creating. All comments from internal noise are arbitrary. They're not factually based. You have to build a portfolio of proof. Internal noise thrives in the absence of evidence. Every little thing you create counts. You create a song, a draft, a published post. All of this becomes ammunition against the internal voice. You don't need masterpieces. You just need momentum. Successful creators are not without self-doubt. They just create in spite of it. Level 2, your personal circle. Once you get out your own way, you will soon hear noise from those closest to you. Let's assume that these comments from family, friends, and intimate relationships are not malicious. If this is true, concerns and comments that you should be more realistic or get a real job should not be taken personally. I understand how tricky this is. These aren't strangers. They've watched you grow. They know details about you that no one else does. These people matter to you, so of course the words hold weight. Your armor against this is boundary setting and filtered listening. Early stage creation is the most fragile. Your creativity is like an egg that needs protection to incubate. If things do become personal, you have to set a boundary. Hopefully, this is rare. As we stated prior, we're assuming that they mean no harm. At the end of the day, family, friends, or not, they're just another human being. They're just one person with an opinion. Chances are they're not an expert in your field. Chances are they haven't put the hours, the effort, the research into your field that you have. They're just telling you what they know with the limited information that they do have. Here's a likely scenario. Your creativity becomes accessible to the public, and someone in your personal circle comes across it and gives you unsolicited advice. When this happens, do not internalize it. You just say, I'll look into that. You don't have to actually look into it, but if you're conflict averse, it is a neutral statement and both parties leave happy. P.S. If someone is close to you and they do have malicious intent or don't have your best interest in mind, I don't think there's an opinion you should give a fuck about less. This is the person, probably the last person you should listen to. Let it go one ear and out the other. Matter of fact, don't even let it go in the first ear. Level 3, your local community. Community noise is the weight of where you come from. It's the local scenes, the peer groups, the people who knew your name before they knew your work. This is a tough ring because it's both personal and public. Your community is full of strangers that you know well but never met. These people share your background, your neighborhood, and your culture. The intent behind their comments isn't as clear as those close to you. Are they trying to help and have your best interests in mind? Or are they just another crab from the same bucket trying to pull you down? When you're a trailblazer in your community, you're going to encounter people who don't see the vision. They can't imagine your ambition. No one has done what you're attempting to do, especially from where you're from. If this is the case, is it truly malice? Or can they genuinely not picture what's in your mind? How could they? The only way they will ever see is when you show them. However, if someone has paved the way for artists like you, be prepared to be compared. It is important to remember that this is someone they revere. Another artist emerging feels like an attack against their cherished memories and precious moments. They'll say things like, you're trying to be the next blank, or they're good, but they'll never be better than blank. You will be assigned a shadow to stand in. Your armor against this is having firm metrics of success and understanding your personal timeline. When you're a pioneer, you can't seek permission from those who have nothing to teach you. You'll have to seek mentors or models outside of your community. This is the essence of creativity, and it can happen directly or indirectly. Regardless of the art form, there is some form of inspiration that can be implemented into your own work. You have to build a mental council of advisors from books, interviews, videos, or wherever the information is available. In the age of information, no other generation of artists has had the access and opportunity to peek into the minds of the greatest artists. When compared to a legend, remember that the only person you should compare yourself to is your prior self. If you are better than you were before, that's the only thing that matters. Communities will always do their best to preserve the past. Change is hard and the future is uncertain. Your challenge is much bigger than you think. You're opening an entire community's eyes to something they've never seen. It's not personal. Level 4. The algorithm. Platforms and feeds give constant pressure to optimize for metrics of engagement. This noise is the temptation to chase trends or dilute yourself for short-term success. Never sacrifice your voice for visibility. The algorithm is not human, it never sleeps, and it doesn't care about you. It's strictly numbers. It's scary how quickly you can lose yourself trying to appease the algorithm. Your armor against the algorithm is to create for humans, not metrics, and think long-term. The tide is shifting greatly for art. Displays of humanity is desired more than ever. As we move towards the direction of AI-fueled content, people crave authenticity. What will stand the test of time is art that reflects who you are and what the world is today, to its core. Trends come and go. You will always be you. Pay attention to the artists that you admire. Regardless of the times, they will unapologetically themselves. This route takes longer, but you'll go much further. You want to build a body of work that transcends any platform or any trend. A reality where people are tuning in because of who you are, not because of what you're doing at the moment. Would you really want acclaim for being someone else? Level 5, industry noise. Industry noise is powered by gatekeepers, institutions, industry norms, and this assembly line approach to art. This is a tough game to play. It's a game that takes away from art more than any other level discussed. There are more pressures to consider, potential livelihoods at stake, laws to keep in mind, contracts to follow. All of these factors that have nothing to do with the art, by the way, can completely change the trajectory of a career. Your armor against this is to build leverage and know your principles. You should never be paid more than your principles are worth. DMX. We are not only paid in finances. It could be in the form of attention or accolades. You shouldn't sacrifice your principles for anything. What are your creative non-negotiables? What would you never compromise under any circumstance? Write these down and keep them close. The industry thrives on just this once exceptions. Dave Chappelle walking away from the Chappelle Show is the epitome of not letting industry pressure destroy you. This is why leverage is important. The platforms or trends didn't make Dave Chappelle. People would pay to see him in a sketchy alley. But because he has built an authentic body of work over time, he has leverage against the industry. Having a committed audience leaves you much less vulnerable to industry pressure. True supporters that have your back are infinitely more valuable than going viral. Remember why you started. Never let the hoopla overshadow the work itself. You are creative. Your priority is to create. Anything outside of that is secondary. The harsh truth about noise. This is not a ladder that you climb up. This is not a level that you beat. All these levels can reach you at any point of your career. You'll simply be more equipped to handle them as they come up. There's a superstar out there who doesn't care about the algorithm, but a comment from their mother could linger in the back of their mind. There's a beginner artist who has familiar and internal support, but is stuck chasing vanity metrics because they want quick wins. There's an intermediate artist who does well online, but can't get over the fact that their local community doesn't support them. The goal is to create in spite of inevitable noise. You've already shown resilience through these clouds of noise. Keep creating. The world needs what only you can create. This battle never ends, but your ability to fight it grows every day. What's your current noise level? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. I respond to all comments. Save this post, and you can always come back to it when you're going through the levels.